We'll explore how brands like BYD, with their cutting-edge electric vehicles starting at $30,000, and NIO, known for its luxurious models priced at around $50,000, are poised to revolutionize the automotive industry. In this video, we'll find out how these innovative companies are set to reshape the future of driving worldwide. Multiple reports, including one by Alex Partners, suggest China could be a major player in the global car market by 2030. Their dominance is fueled by steady growth despite efforts by the U.S. to protect its domestic market. China's automakers are expanding globally. They're building factories in places like Mexico and Europe, strategically positioning themselves to compete on an international scale. This is evident in the significant rise of Chinese EV exports, up 60% this year, and projections of a 33% global market share for Chinese brands by 2030. However, there seems to be a discrepancy in the report's figures. China already sells a significant portion, over 1/3 of cars globally, and nearly all cars sold within China are domestically produced. Tesla's unique position of owning their own factories in China stands in stark contrast to the prevailing trend among legacy automakers. While Tesla reaps the benefits of independent production, most foreign car companies operate in China through joint ventures with domestic partners. This arrangement has traditionally benefited both sides, but cracks are starting to show. The initial appeal of joint ventures was mutual. Western automakers gained access to China's massive market, while Chinese companies benefited from technology transfers and brand recognition. However, this model appears to be losing its luster. Several prominent examples illustrate this shift. Mitsubishi's complete withdrawal from JVs highlights a growing dissatisfaction with the partnership structure. Similarly, Jeep's recent departure suggests a potential lack of long-term commitment from some foreign brands. Further evidence of strain comes from companies like Nissan, which are reportedly scaling back operations in China. While official pronouncements might downplay the extent of this downsizing, declining sales figures paint a different picture. Legacy automakers are witnessing a significant drop in their Chinese market share, raising questions about their long-term viability. The decline of legacy automakers coincides with the rise of strong domestic players. By 2030, projections suggest that foreign brands may hold less than 20% of the Chinese market. This shift implies that over 20 million vehicles sold annually in China could be from purely Chinese-owned companies, with Tesla potentially capturing a small slice of the remaining market share. Here's where the issue of misleading sales figures comes into play. Currently, the way car sales are reported globally can be deceiving. Let's consider a hypothetical scenario. GAC, a Chinese automaker, partners with Toyota in a 50-50 joint venture. When this venture sells 10 million cars, Western markets tend to report these as solely Toyota sales, completely erasing GAC's contribution. This distorted reporting inflates the market share of foreign brands and underestimates the true strength of Chinese automakers. The automotive landscape is undergoing a significant transformation. China is emerging as a powerhouse, with domestic automakers poised to capture a substantial share of the global market. Legacy automakers face a critical decision: adapt their strategies to compete effectively in China or cede ground to their Chinese counterparts. The future of car sales will likely involve a more diversified landscape, where established brands need to share space with a growing number of strong Chinese players. This competition will ultimately benefit consumers, driving innovation and potentially lowering prices. It's a new era for the global car industry, and China is undoubtedly at the forefront of this change. Despite trade barriers in some regions, Chinese automakers are experiencing a global surge, particularly in the EV market. Their success hinges on a combination of competitive products and strategic expansion. While the U.S. enacts trade policies designed to shield its domestic market, Chinese automakers continue their relentless pursuit of global dominance. The strength lies in the quality and affordability of their EVs. Countries with protectionist policies like the U.S. and Canada might temporarily impede Chinese access, but this hasn't deterred them from making significant inroads elsewhere. Latin America, especially Brazil and Mexico, have emerged as a key battleground for Chinese automakers. They're poised to capture a significant share of the South and Central American markets, potentially displacing established players. To overcome trade barriers and establish a global presence, Chinese automakers are strategically building production facilities outside of China. These companies are setting up factories in key markets like Mexico, Brazil, and Europe. This global network makes it increasingly difficult for other countries to completely exclude Chinese manufacturing. Even with tariffs in place, Chinese companies can circumvent them by assembling cars outside of China, potentially using parts manufactured domestically. This strategy is already employed in many industries, and the automotive sector seems poised to follow suit. Experts like Andrew Brown from Alex Partners believes that tariffs are only a temporary obstacle. As Chinese automakers establish local production, particularly in Europe, tariffs will become less effective. The U.S.-Mexico-Canada agreement offers a potential loophole for Chinese manufacturers. Under specific conditions, vehicles with 75% North American content and 40% parts originating from high-wage countries like China can enter the U.S. duty-free. This could provide Chinese automakers with another avenue to access the American market. The rapid rise of Chinese automakers presents a significant challenge to established brands. Legacy automakers need to adapt and innovate to compete effectively. This might involve developing compelling electric vehicle offerings, expanding their global production footprint, or even exploring partnerships with Chinese companies. The global automotive industry is undergoing a seismic shift. China's aggressive push into the EV market is reshaping the competitive landscape. Legacy automakers face a crucial choice: adapt and compete, or risk being left behind. Batteries are the most expensive component of an EV, and China's dominance in this area gives them a significant advantage. This control allows them to potentially influence battery prices and potentially limit supply to foreign competitors. However, the China challenge also presents an opportunity for Ford. By studying and understanding how Chinese manufacturers achieve their affordability, Ford can learn and adapt their own production processes. Additionally, by forging partnerships with Chinese battery producers or investing in their own battery production capabilities, Ford can lessen its dependence on Chinese dominance. Under the agreement's stipulations, if a car meets the North American content requirements, it qualifies for U.S. EV incentives of up to $75,000 per vehicle. This scenario raises concerns that the U.S. government might be subsidizing Chinese automakers through these incentives. If you found this video on why Chinese brands are excelling, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more insights into the future of the automotive industry. Don't forget to leave a comment below on what you think about the rise of Chinese cars, and thanks for watching.